In this tutorial, I'm going to go over creating your own vignette. So first thing I need to do is make this right side up. I'm going to go to image rotation. This one 90 degrees clockwise should correct it. And to move it around, it's basically holding on space bar and left clicking and dragging so I can pan it the way I want. And I hold down Alt key and I can mouse scroll to make it bigger and smaller. If you look down here, this tells you the zoom resolution, or zoom how much of it. See, now it's almost a little bit over 100% of the actual size, and I can zoom back out. There. So that's spacebar for panning, like this, and left clicking, Alt and zoom in and out with the mouse scroll. Right. Then with this selected, I right click on it. Right. I can also just unlock it if I want. Now you can see how it's selected, and you can see the blue outline, which is show transform. I'm just going to leave it on. Here, in this area here specifically, I'm going to right click and I'm going to convert this into a smart object. You'll notice here it turns into the icon at the bottom right corner. So smart objects are, among other things, they prevent destructive editing of your image. Whatever you do to it, you can always undo it, and it acts also as like a container. There's a whole bunch of things about it that is really good. I just want to introduce you to it to get you accustomed to this type of a workflow. We'll go over it more and more as the semester goes on. Then we're gonna go up here, layer, new adjustment layer, and levels. This will pop up. You want to turn on use previous layer, meaning this guy, to create clipping mask. Clipping mask. Okay. What this means is that this arrow means that this special layer, which is for levels, will only affect this specific image, and it does this specific image layer. I could have a like 100 different layers underneath here, and with this clipping layer thing, it will only affect this and nothing else below it. And from here, with this clicked on, this icon means it's for the levels. I'm going to drag this and drop it, say like down to here. I'm not going to mess with these over here, just this. So overall, this is your clipping mask, and it's clipping onto just this layer, and it's specifically a levels adjustment layer. And we crank this down, made it dark. This is your layer mask, your masking layer, and we'll go over that too. See, when I selected this, see how this thing changed. If I were to select this, now it changes to this. I want to use the brush tool. I want to press B as in Bob, and there's your brush tool, and it won't let me select anything or do anything. Well, first I have nothing selected. If I select that, still it won't let me. See, one of the things with the smart objects is that you can't literally paint on top of it. I'm just going to hit cancel, and then if I click on this again, ooh, look at that though. It automatically made us select the layer mask. It won't let you do it with the levels, you cannot, but you can with the layer mask to paint on it. With the brush selected, I'm gonna click up here and let's set the hardness to 100, and the size, whichever size, maybe like something like that. Click in here one time and you'll notice that this will change, but make sure this is selected. Obviously, make sure this is black. This has to be black. If it's not, you just gotta double tap it, drag it down to here, and hit OK. Ultra important, and then so there's that. I need to get out of this, so I press V as in Victor, turns us into the move tool, and you see the transform handles, which is this, right? You see it here. Now I'm going to let's lock this guy right there. I accidentally moved it, so I'm gonna click on this lock icon. Okay, here I'm gonna select this, the layer mask. I'm gonna press Control T as in Tom for the scale tool, Control T, and then stretch this up and down. So I'm gonna hold down Alt, and I'm also gonna hold down Shift, Alt and Shift, and I'm gonna drag like so. If I reposition it, again Alt and Shift, and here I'm gonna stretch it like that. Alt and Shift and do that. And then kind of move it around to see if everything links up nice. In here, oh, I'm gonna just click outside now. And there you have that. Now I need to select this again. I'm gonna crank up the feathering to something like that. Layer mask, it acts as a cookie cutter cutout. Black color basically means that it's gonna cut through, it's gonna punch a hole, whereas before it was all white, and now it punched a hole so that the original sees through, because the white was basically the levels, right, and made it super dark. So I'm gonna make sure to select the layer mask, right, the white. Always remember, if I want to tweak it, always select the white box. In your head you tell yourself, always remember to select the white box before doing anything, because it's easy to not select it. And then I'm gonna press B as in Bob for the brush tool. There's your brush. What I also want to do is, before I paint in here, this is my blend modes. So I'm gonna click here, ignore this. So these are your choices, so it changes it, right? These are different overlays. I'm just gonna choose multiply. Multiply is a common one that I use all the time. Multiply. Change the fill, maybe to like, I don't know, 30%. Sometimes people will either choose opacity or fill. For now, either or is okay. There is definitely a subtle difference between opacity and fill. Maybe I'll set this to 50%. Maybe I'll drop down the feather. Feels super weak now. For now, I'll make it like 77, because it's, now I want to make it noticeable. Alright, so selected that, made it 77, set it to multiply. And then with this selected, I'm gonna press X as an X-ray, and this will toggle. So I want to switch this to white basically. So there it switches back to white. So X, X, like that. Make sure this is mainly white, and make sure this is selected. Now I want to bring back, let me switch this back to X. Yeah, X. And then I want to make the brush smaller. I can use the left brackets. Right. That's next to the letter P. Your left and right brackets. Again, it's next to the letter P. So I'm gonna make it smaller. And like this area, I want the dark color here to creep in less. So I'll just, there. See? If you notice down here, you can see the subtle change down here. And then over here, maybe I want it to creep in less. And one of the main things is that the size of the brush will allow for even greater, softer feathering to fall off. See? And then here, maybe I'll make the brush smaller, like here. see. That. And then here, maybe I'll make it like this, and then right on here. See, you can see it there. And then here, maybe I'll do like that much, like that much, that. So I'm just highlighting this way. There. Yeah, there you go. So that's what I wanted to kind of show, and you can see all the changes here. And I have set to multiply and fill that 77. I could lower if I want, or bring it back up. And there's your feather over here. I could make it feather more if I want. The more you feather it, the more it starts to just, I don't know, fade out, and it's hard to kind of read anything. So I'm gonna drop it back, like that. Anyway, so that's your custom vignette.